In the bustling city of Lagos, where dreams often collided with harsh realities, Peter Okonkwo ran a modest building materials shop along a busy street in Surulere. Each evening, as the sun set and the city's lights began to twinkle, he would close his shop and drive home through the same route, a journey that would forever change his life. Peter's business barely sustained his family. His wife Blessing worked as a schoolteacher, and together they managed to provide for their only son, Junior, a bright 12-year-old who dreamed of becoming a doctor. Their life was simple but peaceful, marked by morning prayers and shared meals, until that fateful week in September. It began on a Monday evening. The street vendors were packing up their wares, and the usual cacophony of Lagos traffic was beginning to fade when Peter first noticed her. Standing beneath a flickering streetlight was a woman in a flowing white dress, her skin gleaming like polished ebony. Something about her seemed out of place. Perhaps it was how still she stood amidst the city's constant motion, or how the dust that coated everything else seemed to avoid her entirely. The second night, she was there again. Same spot, same pose, same ethereal presence. Peter found himself slowing down as he passed, curiosity gnawing at his mind. The third night, something compelled him to stop. Later, he would wonder if it was destiny or doom that made him reverse his car that evening. "Madam, I've seen you here 3 nights in a row," Peter called out through his car window. "Is everything all right?" The woman turned to him with a smile that seemed to illuminate the darkness. "I've been waiting for someone like you, Peter," she replied, her voice carrying a melodious quality that made his name sound like music. Peter was startled. "How do you know my name?" "I know many things," she answered. "I am Queen, and I can see the weight of struggle on your shoulders. The countless nights you lie awake wondering how to grow your business, how to give your family the life they deserve." Her words struck a chord deep within Peter's heart. She spoke of his private thoughts, his hidden fears, his desperate prayers for breakthrough. Before he knew it, he had agreed to her suggestion to continue their conversation somewhere more private. At the Golden Gates Hotel, a peculiar scene unfolded. The receptionist, a young woman with tired eyes, looked at Peter strangely when he requested a room for two. "Two, sir?" she asked, peering around him at the empty space where Queen stood. "Yes, for myself and this lady," Peter insisted, gesturing to Queen. The receptionist's confusion only deepened. "I'm sorry, sir, but I don't see anyone else here." A chill ran down Peter's spine as he turned to Queen, who merely smiled that mysterious smile. Against all reason and judgment, he proceeded to take the room key, his hand trembling slightly as he led the way upstairs. What transpired in that hotel room would haunt Peter's memories forever. After they had sex, Queen revealed her true nature. She was no ordinary woman, but a powerful spirit from the Marine Kingdom, a realm that existed parallel to the mortal world. She spoke of ancient powers and promised him wealth beyond his wildest dreams. She also revealed that they are now in covenant that can never be broken. "You have earned our favor, Peter," she declared. "From this day forward, your life will change. But remember, everything has a price." Before he could respond, Queen vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the echo of her otherworldly laughter and a lingering scent of ocean breeze. Panic seized Peter's heart. He fled the hotel in such haste that he forgot most of his belongings and clothes, driving home in a state of terror. As he was speeding away, Queen appeared inside his car and told him he will never run away from her. She claimed they are now one body. Peter ran out his car almost naked back to his house, leaving his car on the road. Blessing was waiting up for him, worry etched on her face. "Peter, what happened to you? Where are your clothes? Where's the car?" He had left the car several blocks away in his panic. I was robbed," he lied, the words tasting bitter in his mouth. That night, he lay awake, torn between dismissing the evening's events as a hallucination and accepting the impossible truth of what he had witnessed. The next morning brought the first sign that Queen's promises were real. A wealthy contractor walked into his shop, looking for a supplier who could handle a massive cement order. The man needed 40,000 bags, far more than Peter's small shop had ever stocked. Yet something made the contractor trust Peter, transferring 500 million naira as advance payment. That was just the beginning. Contracts began pouring in from everywhere. Companies that had never given Peter a second glance were suddenly eager to do business with him. Anonymous deposits appeared in his account, huge sums that the bank insisted were legitimate transfers. Within weeks, Peter's business transformed. He opened multiple warehouses across Lagos, hired hundreds of employees, and began importing construction materials directly from China. His house in the modest neighborhood of Surulere was replaced by a mansion in Lekki Phase 1. Blessing quit her teaching job, and Junior was enrolled in the most expensive private school in Lagos. But with the wealth came changes that money couldn't explain. Peter would find business documents on his desk, signed and sealed, for deals he never remembered making. Competitors who tried to sabotage his business would suddenly fall ill or face mysterious accidents. And every night, Queen would appear in his dreams, her presence both alluring and terrifying. 3 months into his supernatural prosperity, Queen appeared in his office one afternoon. The air grew cold, and the sounds of Lagos traffic outside fell silent. "You've enjoyed my gifts, Peter," she said, running a finger along his mahogany desk. "Now it's time to formalize our arrangement." She instructed him to build a special room in his mansion, a shrine where the physical and spiritual worlds could meet and have sex on daily basis. Peter complied, hiring discreet contractors to construct a hidden chamber beneath his house. He told Blessing it was a panic room for security purposes and warned her never to enter it. Every night, Peter would visit this room, where Queen would appear to him and they have sex. She would speak of the Marine Kingdom's powers, teaching him secrets of wealth and influence that no mortal was meant to know. His business empire continued to grow, spreading across West Africa. People whispered about his success, some claiming he had made a deal with dark forces. They didn't know how right they were. For a year, this arrangement continued. Peter's wealth multiplied beyond imagination. He owned properties in every major Nigerian city, drove the most expensive cars, and had politicians begging for his attention. But the price of his prosperity was about to increase dramatically. It was a normal night in the shrine when Queen appeared with a different look in her eyes. "Peter," she said, her voice carrying an edge he had never heard before. "The powers that have blessed you require sustenance. They demand the blood of your son." Peter's world stopped. "No," he whispered. "Anything but that. Take my own life instead." Queen's laugh echoed through the chamber. "You don't understand, Peter. This isn't a negotiation. Junior's blood has been claimed. You can either sacrifice him willingly, or—" She left the threat unfinished, but Peter stood firm. "I won't harm my son. This arrangement is over." The next day, tragedy struck. Junior's school bus was involved in a terrible accident. The driver, who survived, spoke of a mysterious woman in white standing in the middle of the road, causing him to swerve into an oncoming truck. Junior was the only casualty. Mad with grief and rage, Peter destroyed the shrine, smashing the artifacts and cursing Queen's name. She appeared one final time, her beauty now terrible to behold. "You dare reject our covenant?" Her voice boomed. "Then watch as everything you gained crumbles to dust." In the following weeks, Peter's empire collapsed with supernatural speed. His contractors disappeared, contracts were cancelled, and his bank accounts were mysteriously emptied. Blessing, unable to cope with the loss of Junior and Peter's increasing instability, left him. The final blow came when Queen appeared to him one last time, touching his forehead with a cold finger. Peter's mind shattered and he ran mad. The once mighty businessman was reduced to wandering the streets of Lagos, muttering about marine spirits and the price of wealth. Today, if you drive through certain parts of Lagos at night, you might see a man in tattered clothes, standing at street corners and warning passers-by about a beautiful woman in white. Most people hurry past, but some say his wild eyes hold a terrible truth. that in this world of desperate dreams and desperate measures, some fortunes come at a price too heavy to bear. The story of Peter serves as a cautionary tale in Lagos's business circles. It reminds ambitious men and women that sustainable success comes through honest work and patience, not through dangerous shortcuts. For in the end, the fastest road to wealth might just be a path to destruction. Some say that on quiet nights, near Peter's old shop in Surulere, you can still see a woman in white standing under the streetlight. She waits there, they say, watching for another dreamer who might be willing to trade everything for a taste of fortune. But those who know Peter's story hurry past, their eyes averted, remembering that in this world where spiritual forces move in shadows beyond our understanding, some bargains are best left unmade, and some prices are too high to pay.